if you're catching the replay, it is 5 till 7, and I will start talking at 7, but give us a few minutes to allow everyone to get on and get started. But I'm glad you're here, and please hashtag replay. Good morning. It's like 5 till, I almost said 6. No, it's 5 till 7. And I got on here a little bit early to allow people to get on so I can get started. Hey, y'all, I'm trying a new drink, this new protein drink. So good. It's so good. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. All these zero sugar drinks taste so good. Like, it is so much better than like Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or Diet Mountain Dew. The zero sugar is a game changer. Just saying. I feel like I'm having a little dessert for. It tastes like you know those those things that you put in your mouth that are strawberry and cream. I forgot what they're called. They're like mints. They're not mints, but like a lifesaver. It tastes like that, but it's a drink. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, zero sugar is a game changer. Put on my watch. Oh, I'm putting my watch on backwards. Tells you what kind of day I'm going to have. I'm backwards today. Make sure you hashtag replay if you're replaying. I love y'all checking on each other. Where's Karen? Where's Becky? Jane's not here. Y'all are so sweet. It means a lot to me to see y'all sitting in the school line with Aunt Judy. Y'all better be good. Y'all better make good decisions at school. Listen to your teacher, pass your test. We got 3 more minutes before we get started. Did I get a lot of loving from Shane? He didn't give me the reaction I needed. You know how I need him to go to the front yard and do back handsprings? Like, I needed him to get over the top. You know how I am. I'm extra. And he just said it was good, and that wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough for me. I don't know if there's about that much bread left. So, it's Nick. There's only like that much bread left. So I think it was a hit. I feel frustrated as a wife because it seems like I throw so much food away. Like, when I make something, it's like it always gets thrown away. No one eats it. I don't know. So I get frustrated. But see, I can't get frustrated and give up because then, in order for me to get better, I have to keep baking. And then eventually they're going to eat the crap out of it because it's going to be delicious. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying not to give up. Okay, we've got 1 minute. Y'all, I am normally like a positive person, like really positive, and I try to bring good like lives to help you get through the day, but I'm not really sure I can provide that today. I'm going to do my best, but I've had I don't even know where to begin. Let's see. Let me start. It's 7:00. Okay, I'm gonna start with Delta Dawn. Delta Dawn is my rabbit. Delta Dawn has been on the struggle bus for 2 weeks. I have taken her to the vet and I've spent over $200 trying to figure out what's wrong with her. And y'all know from my video that they told me that Delta Dawn had a behavioral problem. And I did not believe that at all. I mean, vets are not perfect, right? Like, I'm trying not to be upset at my vet because, like, it's a guessing game because the rabbit can't say, this is what's wrong with me. This is my symptoms. So for a vet, it's kind of a guessing game, trying to figure out what's wrong with them. And when the rabbit is eating at the vet, they think nothing's wrong and send it home with me. Well, I got her home from the vet, and like, I want to say a day or two later, I'm like, I can't get her to eat. Like, if she's not happy here, then I need to find her another home. Like if it's a behavior problem and like Sneed's farmhouse is not a good fit for her, then I need to find her a home because I cannot stand to sit and watch this. So I have a friend of mine. I call her my rabbit mentor because she's raised rabbits for a long time, and she is over this group where they troubleshoot rabbit problems, and it's like people that have had rabbits forever, and they kind of like go, this is the problem, what do you think? And I have literally done everything I knew to do for Delta Dawn. So I called her and I was like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? So she said, bring Delta Dawn to me and let me see if I can get her to eat. Well, I took her over there. Shane and I took her over there. And the first day she ate like a little bit of a banana. But she was like barely eating. And I think it was the second day, she had the most foul smell, and there was poop all over her bottom half, like wet poop, like diarrhea poop. And so my friend sat there and cut all the poop out of her wool and was like, Judy, something's not wrong. This smell is awful. So then I contacted my farm vet and I said, this is another vet that has not seen her. I said, listen to me. This is not a behavioral problem. Something is wrong. And he said, Judy, I can't see her Monday, but you can bring her to me. Well, today my dad has a doctor's appointment and radiation in Birmingham, which is an hour and 15 minutes away. So I was like, how am I supposed to take her all the way to my vet? Because my vet is an hour away from me. Like, how am I supposed to do this? And I was feeling overwhelmed. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just go pick up Delta Dawn from my friend's house, and I'm going to get up early and take her to that vet again and ask them to x-ray her for a blockage, because my friend and I were like, I think this is a blockage because, and Dr. Harney, my farm vet, went, something's with the blockage, diarrhea, constipation, something is wrong with her GI system. So I get her home, and the plan was I messaged my dad. I said, you're going to have to get up. We have to leave here at 8 o'clock in the morning. I've got to run out and do animals, cut my live short, go to the vet before we go to all these appointments today. This morning I woke up and she was dead. So that's how my day started. So I'm like, well, I know in my head, I know I tried. They told me it was a behavior problem. Obviously, it is not a behavioral problem. But I feel very mad at my vet. But at the end of the day, I know that my vet did his very best. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know he did. I trust them. Like I said, Delta Dawn can't say what's wrong. So like, I'm going to choose not to be mad, but I just feel I've never had a sick rabbit. Never have had a sick rabbit. And so it's hard, like some people like, oh, Judy, it's just a rabbit, but I'm going to tell you, all the animals on my farm are pets. Okay. They all mean a lot to me. So when I lose one, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. And okay, I'm not going to cry. So I woke up to that this morning, so we don't have to leave here early. So let me take my glasses off. My nose. Okay. I told you guys in a reel that I was leaning over, Hey Mickey, and I was trying to take a video. I was trying to do a reel of me and Hey Mickey, and he stood up real fast. And when he stood up, his head just busted me in the nose, and I saw stars. It knocked me out almost. I was off balance. I had to sit down. I had to go. That hurt really bad. That hurt really, really bad. And once I got myself together, I walked over to Shane's shop and I said, I just broke my nose. I was like, I had broken my nose. And so you can see it's better. It's not, you can see the white right here, and it's not as bad as it was, but it still hurts. Like last night, my nose was itching and I went like this and I thought I was going to die from going like this. So I don't know if it's broke or not, but this is the deal. This is the deal. Let me back up a minute. Y'all just bear with me as I go through this day. This is, I try to be there for y'all, but this is one of those days that I need y'all to be here for me. Okay. Cause like, this is a relationship, right? I can't always be, I'm going to do my best today. Let's just put it that way. In the mornings, I enjoy getting up. The first thing I do is fix Shane's lunch, and then I grab a cup of coffee, and I enjoy, what the heck is this doing? I enjoy coming into my bedroom with a cup of coffee and sitting, like propping the pillows up, and me sit and just kind of like look through my phone or do some quiet time, read some scripture. Like, it's my moment. And I can't do that anymore. And I feel frustrated because I am having trouble sitting down. And so I feel so I'm like, I can't even sit down anymore, because when I sit down, the right leg is in excruciating pain. It's like, and I've never had sciatica nerve pain, so I don't know. I don't feel like it's coming from my back, but maybe it is. I feel like when Bobby Joe flipped me, which I haven't really said, but Bobby Joe flipped me, and I fell and broke my glasses, and I fell on my right side. And I think that I pulled my hamstring, because when I walk, I'm not in pain, but it's almost as if my hamstring is so tight that it needs to be stretched because it hurts. Like, no, it's not a hurt when I walk. It's like my leg won't go forward because my hamstring's so tight that I can't walk right. So I'm dealing with that. So I'm feeling sorry for myself today. And then another one of my favorite things to do, I love to go to Sonic and get a drink. Okay. I'm a Sonic drink girl. I love their ice. I love that their drinks are about this big. I love Sonic. And so and you'll often find me in Sonic, even if like I have to go to Tractor Supply, I find myself veering off to the right, going to Sonic to get a drink. It's just like something I have to do. I don't know. It's probably a waste of money, but it's what I like to do. Well, I'm sitting in the driver's seat, right? And my drink is over here. Well, I am having trouble. I can't pick up a 44, and what was it called? Route 44 drink. I can't pick it up because my elbow is in so much pain that I cannot pick it up. So in order, like when I'm driving, I usually go like this, and I can't do that anymore. I have to go like this. And I'm like, I am falling apart. I can't even sit and drink coffee anymore. I can't go to Sonic and get a drink because I can't pick up the darn drink. Like, what is wrong with me? And so I was sitting there because I have had, over the past year, I have a flare up in one part of my body and it lasts for months. And then, like, it is so bad that I run to the ER thinking that I broke my back. Or like I think that I think I've broken it because I can't function. And I go to the ER and they're like, there's nothing wrong. And I'm like, dude, there has to be. I can't even lift my hands. And so I went to the arthritis doctor, the rheumatoid doctor, and they found that I had this rare arthritis that affects your body. It goes through your body and you have flare-ups. In like 1 minute you'll have a flare-up in your elbow, and then the next minute you have a flare-up in your hamstring. The next minute you have it in your thumb. And so that was another place that I had a flare-up. Is I think it was last year. I thought I had broken my thumb. I could not move my thumb. And I went to the ER, went to the hand specialist, and they told me nothing was wrong. And I'm like, why is my thumb was swelled up and bruised, and we couldn't find anything wrong. So the doctor put me on medicine to treat that arthritis. Okay. Well, he told me that we had to be careful because this medicine can cause blindness. Okay. Well, you shouldn't have told me that. You should have told me that, because I was taking the medicine for like, I would say a month. I didn't feel any better, but I was so paranoid because, I'm blind in one eye. And I was so paranoid that I was going to go blind that it was hard for me to take the medicine. I'm a little bit of a phobe when it comes to taking medicine. I'm not one to take medicine. I hate it. And it's just, so I quit taking it and I quit going to the arthritis doctor. Well, that was real smart of me. Real smart, because here I am in this. I don't know if it's a flare up. I don't know if it's an injury. I don't know if it's a vertebrae problem. I don't know what it is, but I've made a mistake and I should have continued to take this medicine. So, needless to say, driving is difficult for me. And I'm having to drive for at least 2.5 hours every day. And I'm struggling. So how I told you that I let my dad drive the other day and he did okay? Well, there was a couple of moments that I thought I was going to lose my life. but for the most part, he did okay. Well, last week I had to take him to the eye doctor for a visual test. So I did, and he has lost all his peripheral vision in his left eye. And guess what they told him? Ready? He's probably going to lose his driver's license. And here I am letting him drive, to radiation because my leg hurts. I'm like, oh my God, I could have died. Anyway, so now my dad has glaucoma. He came to live with me 6 years ago. And when he came to live with me 6 years ago, he's a little different. He's a little different. He had never been to the eye doctor before, and he was 70 years old. So when I took him to the eye doctor, we found out he had glaucoma. So he has been living with glaucoma for years and years and years with no treatment. Therefore, he's going blind. Because I'm telling you that if you do not have routine testing and go to the eye doctor, go to the girly doctor, go to the boy doctor, all these things that we're supposed to do, these routine things, we're supposed to go for a yearly checkup. Things can happen when you don't take care of yourself, right? And this is what's happening is his mother never took him to the eye doctor. I don't really understand it. He's not my real dad. He's my stepdad. So there's a lot of things I don't understand because he's not my dad and I wasn't raised by him. So it's hard for me to understand the way he was raised, but he was raised very sheltered, I guess is the word. Very sheltered. They didn't go out to eat. They didn't go traveling. They stayed in their house. He lived with his mother till he was 40 years old, and his mother took care of him. So there's a lot of need for him. He likes for me to take care of him. Does that make sense? He thrives off me doing everything. It makes him feel loved if I do everything. So it's very challenging for me because I'm very independent and I don't like anybody to do anything for me. I want to do it myself. That's how I am. So it's hard for me to relate to someone that is dependent because I'm very independent. So I get frustrated really easily when I'm like, you can sweep the floor. No, I can't. It hurts my shoulder. And I'm like, you drive. It's very frustrating because I want him to take initiative to do things and he has zero desire. He would rather me do it all. Me cook, me clean, me make his doctor's appointments, me pay his bills, me go get his medicine, me take him to radiation, he wants me to do it all. And I feel very stretched thin because I'm trying to balance my life and have a farm and work and do all the things that I need to do. And I can't do them because he's very dependent. And so what's happened is when we went to the eye doctor, his pressure was up. Well, he has to put 3 drops in his eyes every day. And the doctors looked at me and she said, do you know if he's doing that or not? Well, I don't. I don't watch him put his eye drops in, so I have no clue. And she said, I need you to start giving him his medicine. So there goes Judy with another thing on her list. So I have to set alarms on my phone 4 times a day. Morning medicine, his hormone therapy medicine, and 2 eye drops at night, and they have to be spaced out. So I have to set 4 alarms on my phone. And I'm like, I am not a nurse, y'all. I am not one to clean up poop or give shots or that is not in the box of things that I'm good at. I am not good at that at all. I don't tolerate someone that's dependent of me. I need you to be independent. We can be friends and everything, but if you expect, I can't handle it. I told you that I deal with my own depression and stuff. I have to be by myself. I have to be off by myself to deal with it. I'm not one to call on the phone. If I call on the phone to talk about something, it's because I'm really struggling, because I'm one to sit in my bedroom and just get quiet or go get in the car and drive and turn the radio up full blast. That's how I deal with issues. And when someone is totally dependent of me and I can't get away, I feel like I'm smothered, and I don't do well with that. And so the thing that happens is and I think Out of everything that I've ever done in my life, I feel like caregiving is by far the hardest job I've ever had in my life. That is harder than lifting 50-pound bags of feed, scooping poop, sales meetings, trying to meet sales quotas, all that stuff. To me, caregiving is the hardest job in the whole wide world. So if you are a caregiver and you are good at that, God bless you. And I feel like that I need to go to caregiver, what do you call it? Like a caregiver support group. I have been researching, trying to find a caregiver support group because I am not good at this. I'm not. And it's like, you know, I'll just give you one example is what's happening is it is 20 degrees outside. We are going to radiation, and we're in a short sleeve shirt and a thin jacket, zip up jacket, and I said, we probably should wear, a long sleeve shirt, because the short sleeve shirts that he wears are the undershirts, like that you wear under a shirt. So I told him, I said, we need to wear a long sleeve undershirt and maybe a sweatshirt and a heavy jacket, because we're going to be getting out in 20-degree weather for you to go to radiation, your immune system's down, and this is probably something that we really should consider doing. Makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Well, I'm dealing with childlike behavior. And it's like, that makes sense to me, but I'm told that we can't wear a jacket because it hurts his shoulder. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to go crazy. So I contacted an occupational therapist and said, my dad has a bad shoulder, and he does have a bad shoulder. And I said, my dad has a bad shoulder. He can wear a sweatshirt. He can wear a sweatshirt jacket, but he can't wear a heavy coat. So I need help in teaching him how to put on a heavy coat, because we are going to radiation every day and it's freezing cold. And it's only going to get colder because it's January. And so she taught me how to teach him to put on the jacket. So what you do, and this is for your information, if you have shoulder, arm problems, maybe this will help you. But what you do is you put, like if you have a coat, you put the coat on your bad arm first and then put your good arm in. And that helps you put on the jacket, so you're not trying to reach back to get your arm in the bad shoulder. So if you put the bad shoulder on first, then you can put. So I videoed him putting on the jacket so I could show her if we were doing it correctly. Okay? This is what I'm dealing with, y'all. We go to put the jacket on. I told him to put it in the bad arm first, and he said he couldn't do that. I said, do it. Put the bad arm first. So he does it. And then he goes to put the good arm in, and he is pretending as if that he is dying putting the jacket on. Like, and he's doing that with his good arm, not his bad arm. His good arm. And I'm sitting here going, what am I supposed to do? Like what the heck? It is like a 5-year-old fit that I don't want to wear. I'm not wearing a big heavy coat because you're telling me to. I'm going to wear what I want to wear. I'm wearing a short sleeve shirt and I'm wearing this thin zip up jacket. And I'm like, so I have it on video to send her. And I said, what is this? And she said, this is 5-year-old behavior. This is defiant. And I'm like, I do not need this. Like, I need you to work with me, not against me. I'm trying to make things better. I'm trying to take care of you. But I need you to work with me and not against me. But I don't have that. And where, it's like, I don't, I hear a lot, I don't want to be a burden to you. You're not a burden to me for having cancer. You're not a burden to me by living with me. You're a burden when you pretend like you're a 5-year-old and can't put a jacket on. That's when you become a burden to me. When I'm trying to help you and you refuse to wear the jacket. And so, and then it's like, what is, in my head, I'm like, what is this? Is this dementia? Is this defiance? Like, what is this? And then that's when I take him to a neurologist and go, please explain this to me. I don't understand what's going on. Like, what the heck is going on? And the doctor is like, well, there is shrinkage in his brain, but he passes the dementia test. The man doesn't forget anything. He doesn't forget anything, but he has childlike behavior. And another thing is, it's like when we go out to eat, sometimes he wants to pay. So he never owned a credit card until he came to live with me. So he will, when he wants to pay, like when he wants to pay for dinner, he pulls out his credit card and he hands it to the waitress. And then when the waitress brings it back, he hands the receipt to me and Shane to fill in. And the neurologist said, if you do not let him use his brain, he is going to lose it. So I decided what I'm going to do is make him start filling it out, because he doesn't need to have a credit card if he doesn't know how to use it. This could be a disaster. So I began to start making him do this, and it's like a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old fit. He doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, I need you to tell me why you can't do this. And he can't tell me why he can't do it. And it's not that he can't add, or it's not that he is bad with numbers, because he can write a check. He spells it perfectly. He knows how to fill out a check. He knows when to take his medicine. It's not that. It's defiance. Like, I'm not doing this. I wasn't raised with credit cards. I'm not doing it. I'm not filling this out. You're going to do it. And it seems so silly to me, because I'm like, what the heck? Like, and then that's when, again, it's like taking him to a neurologist to go, what is wrong? Like, what the heck is wrong? Like, what? Help me help him. Like, what is wrong? And they're like, he has shrinkage of the brain, but he's passing the dementia test. But there's all different types of dementia. So I'm on the struggle bus. And it's like, I don't know if you get like that, where you're trying to deal with elderly parents, and then your animal dies, and then you're trying to go to radiation, and then you got injuries yourself, and you're like, and you're trying to stand up, and you're trying to be positive, and you're trying to do all these things. I'm sure you're just like me. I'm not alone. We're all in this together. You have been in my shoes. You probably could tell me similar stories that you go through with your children, or with your grown parents, or we can all relate to this, how difficult it is to take care of someone and they work against you and not work with you. It's so difficult. And then when like I said, when things start piling on and you're like, I can't freaking sit down and drink a cup of coffee. I can't go to my favorite drink place and pick up a drink. This is silly. This is so silly that I cannot pick up a Route 44 drink anymore. Okay. And then it's like, well, Judy, go to the doctor. Go see if your nose is broke. You got bruise all right here. Go see if your nose is broke. Go get your elbow fixed. It's tendonitis. Wear this thing. I've tried. It doesn't work. That you can go get injections in your back to release your sciatica nerve pain. Well, this is the deal. Tell me when. I'm in Birmingham every single day. So tell me when. But see, then you have to stop yourself and say, it's like being, how you're, take a sip of your protein drink. Is when do I have time to take care of me? But what happens if I break down? What happens if my leg starts going numb and I can't drive to radiation? Then what happens? So if you don't take care of yourself, it's hard to keep going, right? And so Shane was like, you are going to have to take the time to go to the doctor. And this is how my brain is working. It's like, okay, let's talk about what would happen. Okay, so I go in there with sciatica nerve pain. First thing they're going to do is send me to physical therapy. You go to physical therapy, let's just say 3 times a week. How am I supposed to do that when I'm in Birmingham every day at radiation? I'm like, Shane, you tell me how I'm supposed to do this. And then after you go through physical therapy, because insurance, they can't just do an MRI because insurance won't let you. The first thing you have to do is radiation to prove to the insurance company that it didn't work. Then they go, okay, you can have an MRI. Then you have an MRI and they're like, okay, you've got some blown disc. Okay. And then, it's a process. It's not like you can go to the doctor and they go, okay, let's do an MRI right off the bat and we'll figure out what's wrong with you, and nip it in the bud. No, you have to go through 6 weeks of physical therapy and all this, take anti-inflammatories and all this crap before insurance will pay for you to go figure out what's wrong with you. It's so frustrating. And I told Shane, I said, how am I supposed to balance all this? How am I supposed to take care of myself? I probably have a broken nose. How am I supposed to go get my nose x-rayed? How am I supposed to go get my elbow and my leg seen about? Like, how am I supposed to do that? I can't do it till after radiation is over. And so I'm having to put myself second because he comes first right now because we have to do the radiation every day. And it's just, what do you do about it? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, what are the things I can control? What do I tell you guys? What are the things I can control? The things I can control is my attitude. Okay, he doesn't want to wear a thick coat and a long sleeve shirt. I don't understand why he can put on a sweatshirt, why he can put on a sweatsuit jacket, but he can't put on a big coat. Makes no sense to me at all. None. But what can I control? I can control that it doesn't eat me alive, that he will not do what I'm recommending. I can't. And what's happened, if you're like me, what's happening is I will sit here and stew. I will stew over something that I cannot control. Like, I will sit here in my head go, this is the stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life, is to pretend like you can't wear a jacket. This is like a 5-year-old behavior. This is so stupid. So then Shane comes home from work and I'm like, I am so mad. Let me tell you what he did today. And I'm just fuming. I'm fuming because I can't make him understand that we need to wear a coat in 20-degree weather. We don't need to wear a short sleeve t-shirt in 20-degree weather. And Shane's like, let him freeze. Let him freeze to death. And it's like, I guess that's what you do. I mean, you just let him freeze to death. Like makes no sense to me. But I sit here because I can't control it. I sit here and try to figure out, do I force him? I I said to him, "Well, if you can't wear a jacket, you always can ask me for help to put it on. I'll be glad to help you put on your jacket so that you're not freezing to death going to radiation." Mm-mm. You ain't telling me what to do. I am not wearing a jacket outside. And so the things I have to fix is, and you do too. Like if these things, if there are something like you're trying to get your kid to do, you're trying to get your husband to change, you're trying to get your parents to change. If you are doing that and you are sitting here driving yourself crazy going, he didn't understand. This is ridiculous. You're spinning out of control because this person will not do what you're trying to help them do. If it's consuming you, you're like me. And I wished I had it all figured out. And I wished I could sit here and say, y'all, I'm great at this. I don't let this control me. I am a solid rock. But no, I sit and stew for weeks and months over wearing a stupid jacket. I will lay in the bed at night mad. I will go, he treats me terrible. He will not listen to me. I don't know why he lives with me. He doesn't trust a darn word I say. I go to la la land. And that is not healthy for me, nor is it healthy for you. And we have to understand at the end of the day, no matter what the situation is, no matter what, if it is ruining your day, then we have to fix this problem. And the only way for us to fix this problem is we have to fix us. Because no matter how many times I try to talk, I try to reason, I take him to doctor, figure out what's wrong with him, I can't fix that. I can only fix the way I deal with it. You get me? Do you get me? So how do you not let it consume you? That is the magic answer. I wish that I had the perfect answer to tell you how not to let things consume you that you can't control. I don't know because I'm not good at this. It's consuming me. And what happens is when those things consume you, then you start noticing that your pain in your leg is worse, the pain in your elbow is worse, because what's happening is you're dipping into a depression. And depression hurts you physically. You may not understand that, but it hurts you physically when you are depressed. You will get physically sick if you allow depression to creep up on you and stay there. Been there, done that, have the medal gold star for that. Okay. It will consume you and make you physically sick. So you have to take care of yourself. And the only way I can take care of myself is to get away from it. I don't know about you. I don't know how you handle it, but I have to physically get away from it. And it's so hard because this is my home. This is my safe place. This is where I should feel safe and not have to stew over something stupid about wearing a jacket. I should feel safe in my home. What happens when you can't get away from your spouse that's driving you crazy? You're like, this is my home and my husband is or my wife is driving me crazy. Like it is hard when your home is not your safe place. Do you know where my safe place is? With you. This is where I feel safe. This this is where I feel like I can't read the number. Hang on. This is where I have 131 backup dancers that are here with me this morning to talk about difficult things. This is where I feel safe because where you're dealing with it, so am I. And knowing that I'm not alone and you're not alone. And instead of focusing on what all's happening, we could sit and me and you could sit here and share a story. Oh, well, let me tell you what my parents do. You think you got it bad? Well, guess what? You think you got a broken nose? Well, guess what? I went to the doctor and I do have a broken nose and I have to have surgery. We could sit here and share stories back and forth. But at the end of the day, what we should focus on is how to fix us. How to fix where we don't go to complete la la land. And going to la la land is I think it's natural to go there. Like, my rabbit died, my leg hurts, I can't drink coffee, I can't go to Sonic and pick up a stupid drink, my dad won't wear a jacket, I gotta go to radiation. It's normal to go to La La Land and say that. It is not normal to stay there. It's not normal to stay there. When you stay there is when you find yourself getting in trouble, because then at that point it starts consuming you and you can't get past it. It's just like if you're struggling with some type of an addiction problem, okay? Like addicted to eating, addicted to anything. I don't know. When you find yourself that you can't fix the problem and you need help, is the moment when if you don't reach out and get the help, you're going to stay in the problem. Because sometimes we need help to get us out of there. I need help with the whole caregiver thing. I need help. And I have reached out to a Facebook group for caregivers, for caregiver support, because I am very aware that I am not doing well. I'm very aware of it. I'm like, this is not good. When I find myself trapping myself into the bedroom to get away from things in my own home, this is not good. This is not good at all. And that's when I have to stop myself and say, okay, how do I fix me? Why am I trapping myself in the bedroom? Why am I find myself sneaking out of my own house to get away by myself? Why do I find myself doing that? Because if I say, I'll be back in a minute, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with you. And see, I can't do that because I have to be by myself to handle my own problems. I have to get by myself. And I have to sneak out of my house. That's not good. That is not good. When you find yourself in the Walmart parking lot, sitting there drinking a drink and eating your lunch to get by yourself, that's not good. And you have to recognize when these things are happening, because sometimes we get caught up in it and we don't realize what we're doing. Like I was sitting there going, wow, this is pretty bad that I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot to eat my lunch to get by myself. I just snotted on myself. I'm like, this is not good, Judy. This is not good at all. this is not healthy. And I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I'm like, okay, I've got to go find caregiver support. I've got to go. If this is not dementia, this is just 5-year-old behavior. I don't know how to deal with it. So sometimes when you get like that, if you just sit in your chair and sit there and play it over in your head over and over. He won't wear a jacket. He's so good. Oh my God. He's just pretending like he's hurt. He's not even hurt. He's doing it with his good arm. When you sit and stew over that and you're not, okay, like I am sitting in my chair, stewing over my husband doing this, and I can't fix it no matter if I talk to him, no matter if I yell at him, no matter if I threaten to leave him, he will not change. You are correct. Probably won't, because the change has to come within him. It doesn't come from you saying or threatening him. It's not coming from that. So you have to fix the way you react to that behavior. Is it bad enough that you need to leave? I don't know. I don't know, but you have to, if something is robbing you of your happiness, and you're finding yourself stewing and saying the same thing like a broken record over and over and over in your head, that is the moment where you're like, what do I need to do to fix this brain of mine? What do I need to do? Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to start Facebook, go live? Like, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And I firmly believe that I could pick up the phone and call any one of y'all and go, will you just listen to me? Just listen. I don't need to know solutions, because I know there's no solution but to change me. That's the solution. I can't force him to do anything that he doesn't want to do. I can't force change in anyone. I can only force change in myself and not let it consume me. But I haven't figured it out. I don't have this great solution to tell y'all. I have the only thing that brings me to mindfulness is being with you and being on my farm. Those two things bring me to mindfulness. And it stops my brain. When I get out there with my new alpaca and I'm sitting on the ground, and y'all, it is the cutest thing, because Hey Mickey, I told you, it came from Rock House Alpacas. If you're on Facebook, you should go look at her. She's an alpaca petting zoo. But I will sit on the ground and it's like, here comes Taterbug and he kisses me. Here comes Hey Mickey, and then like they're like competing over who gives me a kiss. That brings me to mindfulness. That brings me to mindfulness. So you have to figure out, what is it that brings you joy? What is it that helps you not be consumed by the trap that you're in of repeating yourself over and over and over about things that you can't control? You got to find your happy place. And it's somewhere. Like, even if you can't get out of the house, I'm not about her. Even if you can't get out of the house, does watching YouTube videos bring you joy? When you see, I don't know, Jason from Cog Hill Farm making kid videos, and you see him being like, little Mr. Farmer, and changing kids' lives, does that bring you to mindfulness? Does that bring a smile on your face? I know it does mine. Like, what brings a smile to your face? And instead of sitting on the couch going, I wished I had a farm. I wished I was Judy and was out there with the alpacas getting kisses. I wish. You don't wish. Don't wish. Don't wish. Go find your happy place. Is it crocheting? Is it baking bread? Is it watching videos? Like, what brings you joy? You've got to find that, because when you get consumed, like I am, with the death of a rabbit and medical problems and being a caregiver, when you've got to find your happy place. Because if you don't, you're going to be a broken record, and everyone around you is going to go, if you say that one more time, like you keep saying the same thing over and over and over. Does your friends tell you that? Or your husband or your wife going, you literally say that every single day. Every single day. And people around you get tired of you repeating yourself and not finding a solution. That's what they're telling you. Like, get over it. Don't you love it when they go, just get over it. Get over it. You're like, dude, if I could get over it, I'd have gotten over it a long time ago. I'm struggling to get over it. And just telling someone to get over it is not good. Don't tell people to get over it. Help when someone is going through, if you're trying to give someone advice, like if you're trying to give me advice, if you just say, Judy, you need to get over it. Judy, you really, you really need to get past this. That is not providing solutions. Providing solutions for someone is going, what brings you joy? Tell me 5 good things that are going on in your life right now. Like reminding people of the good, reminding people to dance and not sit it out. Because when you're a broken record like me, and every time Shane comes home from work, I'm like, let me just tell you what happened today. Let me just tell you what happened today. And he's like, I have been at work for 10 hours today, and I come home and you are griping about the same thing you griped about yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day. And he does it to me. Like he comes home and gripes about work. And I'm like, I do it. Like when he gripes about his job, I'm like, I have literally heard this every day for 5 years. If I hear one more negative thing about he hates his job, I am going to scream. I'm going to scream. He is a broken record. I do it. So, like if your friend tells you the same story, every time she gets on the phone, she's griping, and you're like, I hate talking to her. All she does is complain. All she does is sits and complains, and she thinks she's dying. And, like if there's somebody with physical pain, she calls me on the phone. She thinks she's died every single day. She's constantly got something wrong with her. She's constantly going to the doctor. Like I hear nothing but she's dying and she's going to the doctor. A lot of people of age, I find myself doing that, sometimes. Like if I'm talking to my kids, I find myself doing that. Okay, understand that, like, if you have, hang on. If you have chronic pain and you find yourself complaining to every person about how bad you feel, because chronic pain is awful. I'm in chronic pain every single day. It's like every day. I highly recommend you go find a support group for people with chronic pain, because those people get you. Your kids that don't have chronic pain, they're so sick of you complaining. They're like, every time I call mother, she is complaining of this hurts, that hurts. I got to do this. I got to go to this appointment, blah, 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 blah. They don't want to hear it. I promise you. And when you find yourself, your kids don't call you, it's probably because you're complaining all the time. It's probably because they're so sick of hearing you tell them when you're going to the doctor and what element hurts today. And you need to surround yourself with people that are like you, and save all your positive for your kids. All the good things that are happening. Let them talk. When your kids call you on the phone, let them talk. Let them tell you what they've got going, instead of, like you taking over are you one of those people that take over the conversation every time you talk to someone? I find myself doing that. And I'm like, Judy, shut up and let them talk. Shut your trap, Judy, and let them talk. Let them talk. because you'll find that the conversation is not so negative versus you like saying you're dying all the time. You know what I mean? In chronic pain, people, I get you. God, I get you. And I try not to complain. Like we went to Buffalo's this weekend and I was sitting in the chair and I was trying not to complain that I was absolutely dying sitting down. I was trying not to complain. And so I was like, I've got to stand up. I literally can't sit here another minute. And Shane was like, why are you standing up? And I'm like, I just need a minute. I just need a minute. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yep. Yep. But I just need to stand up. And I was like, the waitress is probably going to think that I'm rushing her because I'm standing up with my coat on. But I was like, I just need to stand. I'm good. I'm all good. Just let me stand for a minute. Am I making sense to y'all? I hope that you don't feel alone and being a broken record, because I'm a broken record a lot. And that's what gets me in trouble, is being a broken record. Playing the same song over and over and over. You need to change the record, okay? I'm just here to tell you right now, if no one's told you today that you need to change the record out, if I have some young folks, they probably don't even know what a record is. You need to change the station, okay? Change the station, move on. And if you are having trouble changing the station, then you need to be proactive and go find a support group. We're here every Monday and Wednesday at 7. We're here. We're here to support each other. And if you get here early, there's some chit-chatters that get on here early and chit-chat, and they'll be glad to listen. Hang on. But if you come here complaining all the time, it's you're doing the broken record. Like stop and listen to someone else. I'm saying that to myself. I'm not saying that to you. I find myself talking all the time. I would love at some point. Oh, shoot. Why did it do that? Oh, gosh, I got my thing stuck in there. I'll fix it later. So at some point, I would love to bring someone on my live and us talk. So it's not all about me. And because, sometimes it's good to get other people's advice. I keep trying to talk to Kayla. I've never heard Kayla's story. I would love to hear Kayla's story. This eyes are not good. All right, guys. Oh my gosh. Can you believe that I finished at 8 o'clock? That's a miracle. Let's see if I can find hair. Hang on. Oh, that's blowout primer. I was trying to find something root booster. Dry shampoo. I guess I don't have any hairspray. Leave-in detangler. Oh well. It's as good as it's going to get today. Thanks for joining me this morning. Thanks for listening to me. Sometimes we just need to be heard. Sometimes we just need to chit-chat and be heard because we're going through a lot. But just know that you're not alone. And I promise you, if you will reach out when you get stuck, When you get stuck and keep playing the same record over and over and over in your head, and when I play the same record over in my head is when it's something that I can't control. When it's something that I can't fix, I can't make him wear a jacket. It sounds so stupid to me. It's so stupid. And I can't force him. You know, that's when I go, I need help. I need some help because this is only going to get worse. I mean, I'm already setting 4 alarms on my phone. If the fact I didn't tell you this, but January the 17th, his eye doctor no longer can treat him because he's progressed so bad. And so we are going to the Eye Foundation on January the 17th to determine whether they're going to take his license. And my life's fixing to totally change. Not that he drives a lot, but he does drive home. But I'm getting this weekend, I need to go to the CVS to get some Effordent. And I said, well, instead of going all the way to Coleman, we'll just go right here to the dollar store. They don't have Effordent. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So then we go into the store to get Effordent, and he comes out, this is not what I get. And I'm like, it says Effordent. It's not even the dollar store brand. It's Effordent. No, I get the blue box. This is green. So then I'm trying to explain that Effordent makes different flavors. It's not different. It's just a different flavor, but it does not make sense. Like, I'm mad at you because you took me to the dollar store when I asked you to take me to CVS, because now you're forcing me to get stuff that I don't use, you know? And you're like, I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm literally going to have a heart attack. Those are difficult things. Judy, I can't use the garage door opener because it costs money. Really? When did the garage door opener start costing money? Oh, dear Jesus. Those are the things I deal with. And it's so hard. So I'm to the point where I realize that I need some caregiver help. I need to learn how to deal with this because I'm not doing well. The same record is playing every single day over and over and over. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Today is Monday. Today you have choices, right? You can keep playing the same record over and over and over and keep repeating yourself over and over and over, or you can stop the record. You can put on a different record and learn to dance. I'll see you guys Wednesday. I love y'all so much.